Hi everyone and welcome. In the previous video, we have covered the MQTT publisher part in the Spandan SCADA. So your Spandan SCADA can connect with any MQTT broker and publish the field device data to that MQTT broker. So your MQTT client software can have the data of the field devices. Okay, so basically it will act as any protocol to MQTT converter. So you can connect Modbus field devices with the Spandan SCADA. You can connect your Siemens PLC, you can connect your Ellen Bradley PLC. So it will read data from all the field devices and it will publish the data to MQTT broker. And if you are using cloud MQTT broker, then your MQTT client can connect with cloud MQTT broker and it can have your Spandan SCADA data from anywhere in the world. So if you want to watch that video, then you can click here to watch that video. Okay, and the backup of that video is available here. Now in this video, what we are going to do is we are going to do the data logging of our Modbus TCP device data. Okay, so we have already covered that how we can set up the communication between Spandan SCADA and Modbus TCP device. Now we want to log our Modbus TCP device data in the SQLite database. Then how we can do that? Okay, so there are two methods to log your data in the SQLite database. Either we can log our data in the SQLite database at certain interval. Okay, as I have mentioned here, we can log the data on certain interval, or we can log the data on the tag value change. Okay, so everything we are going to see in this video. So let's see how you can configure Spandan SCADA to log your data in the SQLite database. So here is my database which I have created for the Spandan SCADA. If I open this database, then you can see we don't have any tables. Okay, so table count is 0. So we will allow Spandan SCADA to create a table, update a table, and log the data inside this database. So let's see how Spandan SCADA can handle it. So here is the Spandan SCADA configuration screen, and in the Modbus device, you can see we have the data of our Modbus TCP device. If I change the value, then you can see the value is updating here. So we want to log this value in the SQLite database. So what I have to do is I have to navigate to the publisher section, and here you can see the database logger. So I have to create SQLite database logger. So what I can do is I can click on this add button. Here my SQLite logger. Okay, and I'm going to press OK here. Now you can see the driver. So the driver we are going to use is the SQLite driver. We are not going to use the ODBC driver. Okay, so we want to log our data in the SQLite database, so we are going to select the SQLite driver. After that, database name. So here you have to mention your database name along with the extension. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the path of this database and I'm going to paste the path here. Okay, so this is our entire database path. So wherever you want to store your database, you can create the database at that location and you can provide the path of that location. So Spandan SCADA will log your data to that database. It doesn't care wherever the path is, it will go to that path and it will log the data in that particular database only. Now in the options, you have to leave it blank. Host, port, user, password, everything you have to leave it blank. We are going to log the data in the which table, okay, that you have to specify here. So I'm going to log my data in the Modbus data table, and I am allowing Spandan SCADA to create a table, update a table, okay, because we haven't created any table in this SQLite database. So I'm going to allow this facility to Spandan SCADA. So I will tick this checkbox. After that, which variable I want to publish or I want to log in the database. So that I have to select using this 3 dot. If I'm going to leave this blank, then Spandan SCADA will understand that I have to log each and every variable available inside me. Okay, but we are not going to do that as of now. So we will click on this 3 dot. We will select this 3 variable and we will press OK. So you can see the 3 variable is added. Now the log interval. So we want to log our data at certain second in the database, or we want to log our data on the value change that we have to specify here. So we want to log our data at every 10 seconds. So I'm going to specify 10 seconds here. I'm going to save it, the configuration. I'm going to refresh the publisher. Okay, I'll open my SQLite database, and here you can see we have a Modbus underscore data table here, which I have created or I have mentioned in the Spandan SCADA. Okay, and in the browse data, you can see we have our data. Okay, so it will log our data at every 10 seconds. You can see 24, and then after second log is at 34, and after that second log will be at 44. Okay, you can see. Now let me auto increment the values of our holding register so you can have better understanding. Okay, now we will go to the DB browser, and you can see we have data at every 10 seconds. Okay, you can see 51, 19, 92. Okay, so this is how you can set up your SQLite database logging in this Spandan SCADA. And right now the logging interval is 10 seconds, but in case your variable count is very small, okay, and if you want to log your variable on the value change, so if your variable is not changing that frequently and you want to log the data on the value change, then you can tick this checkbox, log on the change. So whenever your variable get changed, okay, it will log that data into the database. So I am going to refresh here, and you can see we have 9 rows. I'm going to disable the auto increment, okay, as of now. So auto increment is disabled, and here you can see now we have some fixed value 92, 62, 137. So 92, 62, 137. So even if we have fixed value, this Spandan SCADA will log the data at 10 seconds only. We want data logging on the value chain, so we are going to tick this checkbox. We will save it, okay, and we will refresh the publisher. And now we are going to refresh our database. Now you can see 1924. Okay, so even if the value is not changed, okay, then also it will log the data at 10 seconds. And in case the value got changed, okay, so if I auto increment it, and you can see it is increasing at every second. So now we have a data log at every second. You can see 96, 97, 98, 99, and here you can see the count is increasing. Okay, you can see 106, 107. So the Spandan SCADA will understand that I have to log the data at 10 second of interval as well, and also I have to log the data on the value chain. So if any value gets changed, it will log the data into database, and if the value is not changing, okay, then it will log the data at certain interval. So it has the best functionality, okay, and you can use it in your industrial plants. So I hope this thing is clear to you, that how you can configure your SQLite data logging in the Spandan SCADA. So you have to go to the publisher, you have to click on the database logger, you have to click on this add button, and then after you have to provide your logger name, okay, so where you are going to log the data. So we are going to log the data on SQLite database, so I have just provided the SQLite logger. You can mention any other name as per your requirement. It's up to you. After that, you have to select the driver. Right now we are going to log our data in the SQLite database, so that's why I have selected the SQLite driver. Then after, you have to provide your database path, okay, complete database path. Otherwise, if you only provide the database name, okay, then it will create the database in the installation directory, okay, in the C drive. So that thing we don't want. So we have to provide the complete path of the database, and after that we have to leave the option blank, host blank, port and user password, everything blank. And then after, we have to provide the table name which we want to create inside the database. And then after, we have to provide the log interval, at what interval we are going to log the data in the database. Also, if you want to log the data on the value change, then you have to tick this checkbox, okay. And if you want to log data on certain trigger, then you can specify that trigger here, and which variable you want to log in your database, that you have to specify here. If you are not specifying anything, then Spandan SCADA will understand I have to log each and every variable in the SQLite database, okay. But we don't want to do that in the large production system, okay. Whenever you are working with the industrial plant, we have a large number of data, so we don't want to disturb entire process. So we will add the crucial tag, okay, and for that tag only we are going to start the data logging, okay. So you can see we have a data at every second because our first variable or holding register 0 is continuously updating at every second. So I hope everything is clear about data logging from the Spandan SCADA, and if you still have any question or any concern regarding it, you can always ping me on Telegram, Instagram, WhatsApp. And in the next video, instead of SQLite data logging, we are going to use the ODBC connection. Okay, so that thing we are going to cover in the next video, and in which we are going to log our data in the MySQL database. So stay tuned for that video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and thank you.